Awesome. This is Katie Van Horn,
And Robin Schooling.
and this is the InclusiveAF podcast, folks. We are live in the HR Executive Studio at HR Tech 2025 in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we are here with a special guest, and we're ready to rock and roll. So, Yutaka, please, we'd love for you to introduce yourself, share a little bit about who you are.
All right, well, thanks for having me. My name is Yutaka Takagi. I am the Principal Product Evangelist here with isolved. We're a full-service human capital management solution provider, and we provide everything from recruiting through payroll, through workforce management and talent management, to largely small, medium-sized businesses here in the United States. And what we really believe in is that the organizations, all of our customers have people heroes, right? These are people who take care of their number one assets, their people. So these are our HR, payroll, benefits professionals, many of whom for these SMBs, they wear multiple hats. There's usually one person that does all those things. And so we want to help them grow in their careers, help their businesses grow. And that's what our tagline is we are where people heroes grow.
Awesome. Robin, want to kick us off with some questions here?
I do want to kick us off. Before we get into particulars about the show, tell us in the last year what isolved has built, bought, grown, expanded. I know a few things.
In every direction, I think, right? So certainly from a technology platform perspective, we continue to invest in tools that really deliver value for those people heroes. And when we think about that, yes, they are AI-enabled or AI-based in some fashion. It is 2025 after all. But we don't necessarily say, beat them over the head that this is AI, right?
Yeah.
What we want to do is really
Thank you.
provide tangible functionality that people can use. So, by way of example, it might be tools that help a recruiter identify their top candidates, right? So we have a candidate matching tool. There's an AI algorithm behind it that learns, that gets better over time. But it is a tool that provides recruiters a data point about where those candidates are and who's the best possible match, and help them along that process. It might be an AI-enabled tool on the payroll front to help surface potential anomalies before they become a problem in the payroll, and then help those payroll administrators get their jobs done faster, have more confidence in the payrolls that they're processing, and really try to deliver that kind of tangible functionality to our customers. We also grow through acquisition, so we do acquire various partners and technology providers. So that's one certain aspect of it. I think the biggest change that we've kind of embarked on in this last 12 months, and really looking forward into 2026, is recognizing that organizations of say 500 employees, they operate with a village of advisors,
Yes.
right? So they're not sort of standalone, and they don't have the scale of a 10,000 person organization with procurement departments and IT departments that can run an RFP and all those kinds of things. So they're going to go to, say, their banker, they're going to go to their CPA for advice, say, when a compliance issue comes up. And so our approach in terms of our go-to-market is to work with those bankers, to work with those CPAs, so that they know who we are, that they know the services that we can offer, so that we can be there when the need arises.
Awesome. Very cool. So, obviously, this is a DEI podcast, so I'm going to ask, what are you all doing in regards to bias in hiring, performance, promotions, things along those lines? What does isolved do? Or how are they addressing that?
Sure. Particularly around hiring, one of the things that we just announced is a deep integration with Indeed and their Talent Scout tool, which is an agent tool that recruiters can use. And when I first looked at that, you read the press release and sort of looked at the tool, really is exactly where I went with this is around this idea that it helps recruiters by really helping them, forcing them to break down what it is are they looking for, right? And to think of it in terms of the skills or the combination of the skills, as opposed to say, I'm looking for someone who went to school at XYZ school, right? That we can help them to really articulate, hey, these are the skills that I'm looking for, the people who can do this, as opposed to a person that has this background. And I think that's really kind of where we can start to have these tools that can help organizations sort of live up to their diversity goals and eliminate that bias. Look, at the end of the day, right, bias is ultimately a human way to like shortcut, right, decisions, right? And so if they're making a decision about hiring, again, in the way that we might have been thinking about it before is, well, this graduate from XYZ school was a really good salesperson, so let's just keep hiring salespeople from that school. And well, it turns out that salesperson was a member of ABC fraternity, so let's go keep hiring people from ABC fraternity, right? And that's really where some of that bias just kind of crept in, right? Nothing really nefarious or intentional. It just creeps in. So the question is, how can we interrupt that process by forcing them to really think about, or who is it that you're looking for, right? You're not looking for a cookie cutter. You're looking for people who can get the job done, and then help them source candidates that way.
Awesome. Very cool.
You mentioned the candidate matching tool.
Mm-hmm.
How is that built sort of with that in mind?
Yeah. So again, it really, the AI behind that is looking at sort of the, quote unquote, air quotes here for those just listening on audio, quote unquote.
I air quote everything.
Right, quote unquote, looking at, reads the job description, quote unquote, reads the resume, and extracts out those skills, including those inference kind of skills. Like if they did job at ABC, they probably know these skills, and to be able to match that up. So, it completely ignores sort of name, address, school, those kinds of things. It really just looks at that work experience and to understand where those matches can take place.
That's awesome. So, thinking kind of broader, so stepping away from just isolved itself, but what kind of HR tech or HR topic do you think is being overhyped right now?
Well, I think...
And you're not allowed to say AI, even though
not allowed
that
to
is
say.
the answer that everyone's going to give.
Nor
but yeah.
agentic.
Yeah.
No, nor agents or generative.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say... okay, now you just took away...
I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
What I'll say is, I think it's this idea that a product or some platform is the solution. Whether it's AI, whether it's generative, whether before it used to be analytics, right? What it was, that itself is a solution to a problem or a solution to to get to an outcome. Ultimately, I think at the end of the day, right, humans are going to help drive those outcomes around what the business is. Humans are going to help drive those people results that help drive those business outcomes. Because the way I think about it, like every business, whether you make something or you have a service, the end result is to serve people, right? And so so people are going to come up with the ideas, the truly unique ideas of sort of what those business models are. People are going to be the ones who are going to design those products and those services. They're going to come up with a pricing scheme and a marketing message and all those things. And so, yes, while these tools that we have can help, say, generate ideas or maybe do certain tasks faster, those are really just tools at the end of the day, right? The decision is going to be with a human. The decision to buy your product is going to be with a human. And so really kind of, this idea of positioning these technology, what are tools as a solution, the end result, it's a means to the result, right? It's
Yep.
a means to that end, and so I think this idea of sort of being overhyped, that AI or whatever
Yep.
is the end. I think that's the thing that I would love to see evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and we're, it's funny when you think about it. I mean, just this constant evolution of what was the hot topic 2 years ago. What is it now? What do we want to hear about in our tools? When you think about HR technology, and especially at isolved, because we've mentioned it numerous times, right? Kind of the goal of helping, power the people that are powering people, right? How does HR technology, effective use of technology in the workplace, how does that build HR credibility within an organization or, globally,
Yeah.
to business leaders? Is technology doing that?
Yeah.
With building HR.
Well, I've been doing this some function in HR technology for about 30 years now, and so I've seen that sort of the evolution, certainly in terms of the technology that's sort of underlying all of this. Earlier in my career, it was like self-service was like the new thing,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yes.
and we had these customers who they were like, oh no, I couldn't possibly trust my employees to enter their direct deposit
Right.
accounts
My
correctly,
God.
right?
How can I double check it?
Exactly. And so, but the reality is that when people are held accountable to enter their data themselves, they're going to be pretty sure that the account number is correct, right? And that results in cleaner data, that results in fewer errors, that results in these outcomes that ultimately result in a more efficient way to do HR tasks. And so when we continue to adopt things like, we just recently announced the benefits decision support tool, right? A benefits guidance tool that's going to help people make the right decisions about the benefit package that would be best suited for them. Is giving employees the tools through technology, and sometimes also still with a person in the background, giving them the tools, the information, and really empowering them with the right information to make the right decision about about the benefits that are right for them. If they need, if they're in a cash crunch and they need, say, an on-demand pay solution to bridge cash flow between the 16th and the 31st of the month, like empower them with the tools to do that, right? That creates that better employee experience that ultimately is going to create a better workplace.
Yep.
Awesome. So, in our vast audience of live listeners right now, and the folks that will be listening to this when it's not live, if you're talking directly to them, what do you want to say about isolved, about HR technology's future, all of that good stuff?
I've 30 years in this business. I've seen HR technology, evolve a lot, right? And in that evolution, what I can say, even just as my experience being an employee of organizations over that time, is it has improved my experience as an employee, right? These tools that we use, and so I think the sky's the limit. I'm constantly energized when I come to a conference like this by how vibrant the show floor is. We're right in the middle of it right now, which is a little intimidating. But how vibrant the show floor is, how vibrant the marketplace is, of just constantly like new entrants and new innovation that's happening. isolved, we like to think of ourselves certainly as right in the middle of that mix of providing value to, again, largely a SMB audience here in the United States, but to be able to tie those sort of technologies together in a way that's valuable to our customers, valuable to our business, that's going to help those people, heroes, do their jobs, be the heroes that they are.
So in that last episode that we just recorded prior to this, Robin was asking a little bit about the SMB audience and the fact that a lot of the folks here have shifted to really focusing on that SMB audience. So how have you all shifted, like who you're marketing to, who you're selling to, and kind of thinking about that?
Yeah. Well, I think for us, that sort of realization for us was understanding this village of sort of it's kind of it takes a village, right,
Yeah.
to build an SMB, right, and to run an SMB. And whatever those goals are, some small businesses they're gearing to become a large business. Some aren't. Some are very happy where they are, who they serve, who their employees are, and they just want to pass it to maybe the next generation in their family, or maybe become employee owned, whatever those strategies are, those plans are. But in order for those businesses to continue to thrive, they have this village of advisors. We'd like to think of ourselves as one of those, and certainly participate in that ecosystem. But really understanding that you can't market to them or service them the same way you service a large enterprise. Again, there's a very different way that those businesses run. There's a very different way that, say, a business owner is very directly involved in how these decisions that they make about the tools and the vendors they bring in. And so really it's our approach to that market of looking at that and understanding that entire village and providing value to the entire village as well, and being a trusted partner there.
Awesome. If isolved had a personality, what would that personality be?
Well, sitting outside here are a couple of the folks who came up with some of the personalities that we have. I mean, we've created these personas of heroes. So if you come to our booth, if you're listening live and you come to our booth, you'll meet a couple of our heroes. At the core of it, it's just funny. I was just talking with one of our analysts who surveyed some of our customers recently, and he said one of the core threads that runs through the comments we get from our customers is a thread of kindness that they feel from us, and I couldn't have been more proud that at that. I mean, if there's
It is a nice one.
right, that we're kind, that we're kind to work with. So if there was one personality trait, I guess I would love to think that that's the personality trait. We have these characters certainly that we've ascribed some kind of personalities to, but if I had to pick one, I would say kindness.
Awesome. Love that. This is just a fun one for you. What's the one HR buzzword you wish we'd retire forever?
Oh, gosh.
And again, it can't be AI.
Hire to retire? I don't know. That's
Okay. Yeah.
It kind of seems. I feel like it just dumbs down everything a little too much. It's just and I get that sometimes that's all that you only have time to say.
Yeah.
Your 30-second elevator pitch or whatever.
Right.
But I feel like there's so much to being a people hero, to being an HR practitioner. I would love for us to think of a different way to describe all that is entailed in helping people succeed at work.
Awesome. Robin, what's yours?
My word I would retire?
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to retire the word initiative,
Okay.
because everything becomes an initiative instead
Yes.
of something that is just part and parcel of how you work.
Right.
Mm.
See, and I think I'm thinking along the same lines because I'm thinking committees.
Oh.
I don't want any more committees.
That's
So many committees.
There's so many in HR. I don't know why that is, but that's part of the fun.
because the committees come up with the initiatives.
Yes,
to
exactly,
plan for
exactly.
when people
right,
are going to
right.
go from hire to retire.
Yes,
There we go.
absolutely. So, what have you seen out on the floor that has been your favorite, other than isolved, of course, because that obviously is your absolute favorite. But
Yeah.
What else have you seen, or what have you seen at Pitch Fest, or anything else that you are
Startup
interested in learning
Pavilion.
more? Yeah, Startup Pavilion.
You know, I'm still looking for because every year there's someone who brings in puppies, and I'm still looking for
Yeah.
a puppy pen.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if they're still out
I
there.
don't think they're
If you're
here
out there,
this year.
please let us know. I'm
Yes.
still looking for the puppies. Other than puppies, I think the one trend I've seen over the course of maybe the last couple of years coming to HR Tech is this focus on like reward and recognition as a key component of sort of employee experience. I've seen a lot more providers, I think, focusing on that, at least as a messaging. And I think it's sort of an interesting evolution, right? I think there's a time where we focused a lot on sort of compensation-related things. There's a time where we focused on analytics, and other than the word that shall not be spoken, AI, I feel like recognition at some level, right? I think that it that itself is a recognition that people are feeling undervalued out there.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're feeling burnt out. And so how do we change that? How do we lift up that employee experience? Because I mean, our own survey showed up to 80% of employees experienced some level of burnout in the last year. That's an astonishing number. I'm not saying that gamification of points and swag is the thing that's going to lift them out. But this idea of how do we ingrain rewards, recognition into what's happening, and recognize that people are feeling it out there. I think that's a positive trend. I would love to see get to know some of these vendors and get understand like how are we moving the needle on that.
Yeah. And I think, we've been having some conversations this week with a couple different vendors around mental health, and I think it goes hand in hand with that, where
It
that
sure does.
recognition and just being seen and feeling like, hey, yeah, I am coming to work every day, I am doing the work, and with all the other things coming at folks every day, all day, it's, it is the more we can reward and just recognize, and thank them for their contributions, I think is such a huge piece to this. So.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree that it's overall, right, and I know that, again, a buzzword, if you will, people talk about wellness, well-being.
Yep.
Like, okay, what does that mean, right? What does that really mean for all those employees who work so hard keeping our businesses running, right? I think that's a really important thing that we're seeing people talk about.
Yeah.
How is that resulting in change? Is I think where I would love to see more research and more understanding.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. So where can folks find you? So obviously we know you're here at HR Tech, but after,
Yeah.
how can they find you?
We're at isolvedhcm.com, and so that's really where you're going to find everything about us, all of our offerings, all of our people, and all of our services. isolvedhcm.com.
Awesome. Very cool. Well,
Spectacular.
yes, Utaka, thank you so much for joining us. This is Katie Van Horn,
And Robin Schooling.
and this is the Inclusive AF podcast. Bye-bye. Your millions of fans out there cheering you on.